It's like, I mean, most of these nut jobs don't have $17,000. Not some of them do. That guy in fucking
Vegas.
Vegas,
He had a big budget.
Dude, when are
that
we
guy was a
gonna learn
millionaire.
anything about that? Isn't that crazy? That was the biggest shooting ever, and like it seemed like it got swept under the rug.
You're
Like,
totally right.
Nobody's
You know
nobody's coming out with details. What was that guy's motivation? What was he? He just goes and shoots up a country concert, and then they're like, yeah, this guy. And like in one of the pictures, there's like a note that you can see there. Like, what the fuck was he like? What was his note about? It's just like, I wish we knew some details about.
I
Don't
wanna
tuck
know
the sheets in so tight.
Dude, so I want to know
no
details
tuck,
on
no
that.
Tuck, one tuck. Yeah.
Which just as fun. Like in today's climate, you hear about a shooting, right? Some relatively unspectacular 9 people in a library. I don't know. I made that up. The first question everybody asks, oh, who'd he vote for? You know,
He hates books.
who did that shooter vote for? We need to know if this is Trump's fault or whatever, that hot chick from New York's fault.
Eventually it's gonna like get down to a point where people are gonna try and politicize it, but somebody's gonna go shoot up like an Applebee's because they're like a staunch TGI Fridays fan. Like eventually it'll get to that point and people will still try to politicize it. Most of these people are just deranged and crazy, and any sort of, I would think, ideological motivation is skewed at best.
Most
like
of
where
them. The
even-
one
yeah.
dude with the van from Florida, it was pretty clearly shooting for the red team for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure.
He
All of
hated
it-
Trump because he thought Trump was like a pawn of Israel.
No,
Like, he
that is the
was so
next guy.
far- No, no, that was the guy in the Trump van that did the shooting.
No, the one
Right?
you're thinking of is the one that shot up the synagogue.
Oh yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
It's hard to keep track.
It
of the
is. You know,
maniacs
welcome
doing
to
the
America.
shootings. Good God. Yeah, that guy in the van.
So insane.
I'll say this about the van guy. He seemed actually like mentally unstable. Like he didn't seem like a focused individual who could really weigh left and right very well anyway. And I'm not defending him or anything like that, but like he seemed like an actual crazy person who's like, and there's different levels of crazy. Like the synagogue crazy guy seemed like he was a man on a mission who was misguided and hated Jews because he's screaming anti-Semitic stuff as he slaughtered, I don't even remember how many.
Like 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah, and then a couple of police officers. The guy with the van, he was living that van life hard. I mean, that alone should tell you something.
You know what?
that's
He
what's
wasn't
so
all bad. Yeah, the van looked okay.
What's so interesting about the Vegas guy is like we don't know whether he is crazy pants kind of guy or if he's like Ted Kaczynski kind of guy where he's got like a manifesto and a ton of stuff he's written about the Industrial Revolution and all, all the things that Ted Kaczynski wrote about. Like, so we don't know shit. We don't know anything about the chasm between total deranged maniac and dude who thinks he's like the savior of like a political
I want to know, and I think Kyle might have the answer. So in my head, I want to know if this is too expensive for a regular person to pull off, right? Like a regular person, someone who didn't go to college, but they're now 35 and they've been working as a plumber for a while, can get $40,000 and throw away their future, right? They can get a personal loan. They could get a home equity loan and
We got a sponsor for that.
Was what he did that night too expensive for a regular person to pull off? No.
Well,
but he wasn't a regular guy. He was pretty wealthy, right? From gambling.
He was a multimillionaire.
Okay.
He owned a plane, several homes.
Oh.
The rumor that I believe I even heard like the local sheriff say this or something, and he was basically saying like, we don't know and we may never know, but that we have heard that he had lost a lot gambling recently. So it's possible that he was very upset about that. Very, very upset about that.
We may never know. Like
why wouldn't they tell us that?
Well, no, he may never know. It's not like I may never tell you. It's like he may never discover, because with the evidence they have in hand.
Gotta know more. They just, I refuse to believe. They're like, we have no idea. Nothing's come forward. Like they have to know.
It could be something like there could be a reason that they're not telling us more, even though and the more maybe like a whole separate thing. Like this guy might have been like a CIA contractor or something that they had working in Bolivia to destabilize some government at some point, and they just can't talk about that because there are still operatives in the field or something like that. It's irrelevant to why he did this, but something like that could be keeping, some information under tabs. You never know.